And so it is. Greetings, dear ones. I am, yes I am, Adamus Saint Germain, and I would like to invite all of you now into this sacred space, this energy that has been created by not just you, not just the ones who are sitting here in these chairs, but also those who are far removed from here, who you believe to be in the illusion of time and space because you push them away, right? Well, they aren't away. They are always here. And might I just add before we begin that it is bloody hot in here, and this body is sweating like hell. I like this sensation. I have some things I would like to add, Imzaia, before we go into the Trinity Talk. So if you just bear with me here for a few minutes. Things that Ekara has seen in a different light. Now, I know that last time I spoke to a group like this one. I told all of you I would be partaking in these classes as well. I would be a student, just as you are, because I and many other energies like me, they all sit in an old type of energy. And we are all moving towards a new energy. Now, Ekara is an energy that came in especially to bring everybody into the new, so to speak. So that is why most of us are also following what you're doing. We are following your classes, and we are not just assisting you, as Katumi would have it, my good old friend. We are also learning, not just together with you, but especially from all of you. We are learning how you are handling this free type of energy, how you are working with it, how you are integrating it into yourselves. I've always been known to be one who is very keen on learning, and so I like to see what this is doing to your bodies. You have no idea yet. You think you are letting go of the body. You think you are letting go of the illusion. What you are doing actually is you're making the body more real so than ever. And in a free energy, a real body is a body that is not limited by its dimensions. It is not limited by its height or its width. It's not limited by the age of its cells. It is something that is undefined. It is something that is always there. It is artistic. It is an expression of art. Now, in my life, long time ago, I might add, I have, tried to create some paintings. I have tried lots of things, and I'm very happy none of you were friends of mine back then, because I would have bored you showing you all of my paintings that really didn't go any place. In the end, I'm very happy that one of my houses I was living in, I had a lot of money back then, one of my houses I was living in, it burned down, taking away all of the art I was collecting, luckily. But I have tried my hand at being an artist. And although I never managed to be an artist during my life, I must say and I must claim my own artistry after my life as Adamus Germain was over. For I learned what energy is truly all about. I learned that energy is something that never will keep its form any longer than the one observing it makes it keep its form. And isn't this just what art is about, my beloved Imzaia? If you have an artist who has a gallery, and he has 16 paintings on the wall, or maybe a poet reading a line of poetry somewhere in a hallway, and this poet, or this artist, this painter, he has many people come to listen or to watch his art. Is it not so that this is different art depending on the person who is observing it? Is it not so that these works of art, a photographer as well, that these works of art change depending on the energy interacting with it? Now, this is the basis for free energy. If I am looking at a painting, if you are looking at a painting, it's not the same painting. If I am looking at a person, and you are looking at a person, it's not the same person. If I am listening in on a discussion, if I hear someone say something, you have these things going on in your lives a lot. You will have a moment in time, yes? You will have a moment in time, and you will have a couple of people there, and then someone says something which might be controversial, especially to others. And all of a sudden, some minutes later or even some days later, there's a fight. And why is there a fight? Because that person said something. What did he say? What he said could be the very same sentence, and you could be listening to it, and you could be listening to it, and you could have listened to it. It's not the same energy. You know this. And it happens all the time. So how do you expect to define free energy? What Akara is giving you is a way in, so to speak. But what you should avoid is too much chit-chat about these things. What he is telling you, and I have seen this for myself as I was attending your class today, and I was listening in on what you were all thinking, and how you were trying to cope with the energy of the information that was coming in. And I looked in one head, and I looked in the other head, and I looked in the third head, and I saw the information being processed quite differently. Now then afterwards, I hear your conversations about it. I hear you trying to make sense of it. And how do you make sense of it? You sit together in a room, or in a car, and you talk about it. You try to convince each other of your truth. You try to say, no. This is what he actually meant, because, the infinity signs run through there, and, all the things are happening this way and that way. It is free energy. And that means that what you are hearing, and what you are hearing, and then after that, what you are interpreting, and what you are interpreting, is quite different indeed. This is the only way that free energy can be experienced. It is about being an artist, and not just being an artist because you are creating something. It is also about being an artist of perspective. And that means that your artistry can be found in the way you are experiencing something. And then again, there is a third point to add. It's not just about the way you are creating things, and it's not just about the way you are experiencing things, and all of these things are unique, yes. It's also in the way that you allow others their own perception. And this is so very important. Now, I know some of you might go into a frame of mind right now saying, okay, so that means that other people, fuck them. They're not important. The way they're thinking is different than the way I'm thinking, so yes. But the true artistry is blending all of these different perceptions and making sure none of the perceptions are in conflict with one another. Yes? If there is conflict in a group, if there is conflict in a discussion, rest assured there is mind there. Always. Even if there is one mind in a group of consciousness, there will be disharmony. There will be imbalance. And this will show up in the conversations that you're having and the way you are interpreting energy. Now, I feel very blessed indeed to be sitting here in front of you as a part of you, because I am teaching this to you now, and at the same time it is being taught to me as well. And this is one of the reasons why the Trinity Talks got to be. Because these Trinity Talks are not just about asking questions, you see. They're not just about two people sitting in front of an energy who happens to be in a body, who happens to have answers. It is not just about asking questions. It is about processing that which you have learned, which you have experienced, and then also offering your perspective. Will we guide you? Will we say, no, maybe you should take a right here, not a left? Yes, we will do that. And sometimes we will say nothing. Sometimes we will let you take the left. We will let you go that route. We will let you drive through it all the way down, just to see that there's a dead end. Because that energy as well is part of the free energy, you see. It's very important to realize all of these things. And now, before we go into the actual discussion, I believe there was someone here who asked about grace, who wanted to know about this. Well, it is indeed true that the Honu, which is a strange word for me, by the way, I will say the sea turtle, that the sea turtle that was there today, they, actually, because I say they because she never comes alone, it's always a collective consciousness, they had a message for you. Even if one shows up, they all show up. It's the same with dolphins. And the message was about grace. And this is something that has been said many times during this seminar. A very simple sentence: before the grace of you go I. And this was in connection to the consciousness being created by dolphins, the one point of the triangle, and whales on the other point of the triangle, and then turtles at the third point of the triangle. And humanity was right there in the middle. And as these vibrations come into the human psyche, as these vibrations come into the Akene, human consciousness is lifted. What is grace? What is grace in relation to free energy? It is very simple. The actual concept of grace is all about harmony. But not just harmony of energy, harmony of matter as well. You know, we see you walking around so many times. We see you bumping into things, literally, and in a way of speaking as well. We see you, and you are trying so hard. You are doing your very best to achieve harmony. And darn it, right in your environment around you, there will be something showing up that is disharmonious. And you will think, I have to remove myself from this energy. I have to get away from this. I cannot be in this space. I need to go away. Think again. You don't. You don't. Free energy is about grace. Yes, this is right. But no person on this planet, in the flesh, understands the true concept and the true energy behind grace. If you are fighting something, if you dislike a type of energy in your lives, if you have a judgment about something, what you're doing is you are running away from it. You're running away. And as you run away, you are actually enhancing the tension between the time and space field that brings you to this object. You think you're trying to get so far away. Well, you can't. All you can do, best case scenario, maybe you can run all across the planet, 40,000 kilometers, you will end up at the same space. And there you have it, the object, the problem, showing up. Maybe in a different form, maybe in a different, situation. It will show up again. And again. And again. And you know what? Some of you here, and I'm talking not just to the people sitting here, I'm talking to everybody who is listening. Some of you here have been running into the same effing object. Lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Have you any idea how close you are to mastery in some cases? And there's just this one tiny detail that keeps pulling you back. And darn it, you're incarnating again. And there you go, all through the diaper stage, all through the crying phase, all through the feeding phase, all through the kindergarten phase, all through everything. Until you're what? 30? Or younger? Or older? And then you discover the truth again. And there you are again, revealing your mastery to the planet. And there be this one thing, this one tiny thing, showing up in your lives yet again. And for most of you, it's the illusion of form. In any type of sense. And you will die again. And you will be reincarnating again. And again, and again, and again. Like a Groundhog Day that never stops. You have this movie on that. You keep returning and returning and returning. Grace is about accepting the disharmony, the chaos, the unstructuredness into your lives as well. And it doesn't matter how it shows up, it will show up anyway. You know, if you're very hard-assed, it might even show up in the end as a disease. Oh, now you've got cancer. Now you've got HIV. Now you can't run away from it because it's in your body. Oh, you'll run away from it. You'll run away from it so hard that it kills you in the end. And then you start all over again. So I might be digressing from the class that you are into today. And I might be digressing from the concept of free energy, but I'm not really. If you are in a state of free energy, and if you are going to be accepting this with all the grace in your energy field, all the grace in your consciousness, then it is about understanding that everything that appears in your field of reality can be blended together. This is what Jeshua calls forgiveness. It is what he in later days called reconciliation. It's about understanding that you have created this triangle, this holographic field of experience, and that everything that shows up in there is a part of you. Now don't keep this on a theoretical level. You know that you can think, yes, I understand, it is a part of me, but all the while I don't like it, and I'm moving away from it. It doesn't work that way anymore. Because then you have a triangle based on the three holographic impulses of illusion, namely form, time, and space. If you create a triangle that has the holographic impulses of love, joy, and freedom, and if you find such an object into your reality, and you change those basic inputs, so you don't base the triangle on illusion, you base it on truth, you will see why that object, person, event, whatever, is in your life. And usually, it is a chance to let go. Usually, it is a chance to grow. How many artists have found their way into the world of creation by doing something that went against their principles? Some of you here have been in some type of school of artistry, be it communication, be it creation, be it design, be it photography, be it whatever. And they have taught you rules there. Isn't it so that once you let go of those rules and you started creating for yourself, that you found the way to an audience, or the way to an expression, or the way to an existence that you wanted? And most of the time, it wasn't easy to find that. Most of the time, it was about the thing that was holding you back the most. And once you found that thing, and once you accepted it, and once you embraced it, and once you loved it, and felt joy from it, and in the end freed it from your existence, there you went. There you went. Your vibration raised, your freedom increased, and the hologram wasn't just about triangles, to refer back to the lesson that was given to you today. It didn't just refer back to the triangles, it turned into the pyramid. So it became multidimensional. So you could look at it from different perspectives. And usually you notice that if you were bigger than the problem you were seeing, it was no longer a problem at all. It was an invitation. Now, I don't claim, I myself, Adamus, I don't claim to know everything about this free energy. For this free energy is only supposed to enter the planet completely January 28th, 2008. Completely. So I haven't been there yet either. Well, in a way I have, but it's not materialized into all reality yet. So I can't claim to understand it completely. All I can say is that I embrace it. And embracing it, opening my mind to it, not trying to understand it, but becoming it completely. That thing which affects me the most in a negative way, becoming that completely. That is my way in. That is the way I am embracing these teachings. That is the way I am seeing all of these things. And that, to me, is the message of grace from the Honu, from the sea turtle, that she came to bring you today. For this sea turtle was in a space she didn't like to be in, believe me. She came there for two reasons. To rest and to communicate with one of you. One of this entire group. And it's a personal island for this Honu. It's a very personal beach. There's just a couple of her coming every single day. And they don't like visitors, you see. But did this Honu back away? Did it go back into the waters? No. It just accepted. It embraced. And in the end the message was picked up that she was sending out. Did you notice how it kept closing her eyes and started broadcasting to all of you? And some of you picked it up. Some of you got the message. And you went. And the one that was supposed to stay, stayed. And there was another there. That was there for another reason. It wasn't about the Honus. It was about Pele. But that's another story. But the one that had to stay for the Honu stayed. So instead of missing an opportunity and going back into the waters, that Honu just embraced the free energy. That's what I learned. And that's what I'll do in the future. Now, you know how much I love to talk. And especially how much I love to talk to all of you. So, I'm going to conclude my monologue now. And I'm going to turn this into a Trinity Talk. So, I wish to welcome the both of you. I have been looking at all of them. I haven't been looking at you. And you both are so beautiful. So, welcome. 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 I invite you to connect to the Akane. I invite you to blend this divine energy that is all of us, that is in all of us. And I invite you to let these things come out of you and connect here in the center of our triangle as one. And so it is. So, it's been a long day. There's been many things said and many things experienced. And I know you both, those who are sitting here right now, the both of you, that you both are going through a very strong process. You know, in some cases it shows up, it externalizes itself, and in other cases it stays within and it eats away at you. But I know you're both going through a very strong process. And that is the reason why you ended up here together. Because the processes are quite similar, you know. Only that which you haven't been doing from the inside out, you have been doing from the outside in. So you're actually mirroring each other in this respect. But I'm listening to your questions or whatever it is you want to tell me.
Could you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Okay. I thought you would ask that. On what exactly, my friend?
The process.
Yes. Yes, I can. You are both letting go. You are both letting go of old ways of thinking, old ways of existence, and all that. In his case, this has been about finding a way out. Because of all the shielding you had. In your case, it is about finding a way in. You know, and you've been looking for a way in. You've been doing all this energy work. You've been doing all this body work. But finding a way in isn't always easy. It's not easier than finding a way out. Believe me, because, you know, society tries to keep you inside, locked up. And as you are locked up inside in a very, very, very small place, you are projected outside of you because of all the stimuli you are getting. And that is what you are going through. And that is what you are going through as well. And I know you both don't understand me completely, but it's very simple. If life, and this is my good friend Katumi telling me this, if life is an egg, you're trying to get out of the egg, and you're trying to get in of the egg. You understand? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yes.
No.
No, I didn't understand it either. I just had to translate it for him.
I thought it was the other way around as well.
We've been eating so many eggs in this house, haven't we? Yes, I thought it was the other way around too, my friend. That's a very good point. And he keeps telling me it's not. That he sees life as in a different way. You must learn with Katumi, and believe me, you must learn. It took me a long time. You must learn that everything that we are seeing, he sees the other way around. And sometimes I think he does it on purpose, just to annoy me. He does. Oh.
Would you then say, to help this process along, it would be good to put yourself into situations which you're not entirely comfortable with in order to learn more?
Yes. Yes, of course. Yes. That is just what the mind doesn't want you to do. The mind doesn't want you to go to spaces of discomfort. For if you do, there's a chance to grow. You know, there's a chance to embrace the discomfort and become one with it. That's not what the mind wants. The mind wants to keep you in these parameters over and over and over again. Then you're like an actor in a TV show that's been broadcast for 20 years in a row. Every time the same episode. That's what you're all doing. If you get out of that, then you get into a life, then you get into an existence. But of course it's scary. I understand, believe me. I myself personally have been trained by the glorious Kuan Yin back then. And that wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to get out of my limitations. It wasn't easy to get out of my cell that I was in. It even took me a long time to realize I was in a cell. So yes, places of discomfort are great for learning. That doesn't mean jump off a cliff.
Sure.
It just means put yourself out there. Become more than you are today. You know, it's always about that.
At which point would you say that you realised that you'd reached enlightenment?
I still haven't
Yes.
realized it. You see, enlightenment is a many splendor thing. I feel a song coming up. Enlightenment is something that you look for until you find it, and once you find it, you don't even realize you were looking for it. Because once you find it, you realize that it's always been there. It's just a change of perspective, you see. When did I realize well, let me tell you this. At a certain point, I was no longer deluding myself. I was no longer in illusion. And the first time when I woke up in the morning, went into my kitchen, opened my, we had a type of cupboard at the time, opened my cupboard and found within my cupboard a way into another reality, into another world that I had created. I found a way in my cupboard, a way back into the dream I had been dreaming that morning. I realized I must be pretty crazy, or I must be pretty enlightened at that point. So that's when I knew that the laws of physics weren't working for me anymore, and that was my liberation. So I wouldn't call it an enlightenment, I would call it a liberation. It's a liberation from all of these illusions. And it's not about realizing when, it's about choosing when. It's about choosing that you want to be that way, and then following the path. And once you follow the path, it is all about trust. It is all about trusting those around you that are teaching you, these people here as well. Trusting that you are in the right space, in the right time, even though sometimes it won't feel that way. That's when you feel that you have stepped into something, something that is becoming less and less defined every day. And believe me, it is pretty scary. It is pretty scary. Especially because, for you personally, right now, and I can say this for many people here, you are in what I would call, well, what would I call it, my friend? I would call it a null point in time. It is like you are not moving in any direction right now. It's like you're just hanging there and there's a vacuum all around you, and you have all these things you want to do and they're not happening. Well, that is because you still haven't quite decided what you want. There's one thing. Today, the group consciousness of the group of Imzaia attending the first class at the Kara taught, they said, I am ready, I am, and all that. And I know you were there too, and I know you said the same things. But taking the steps is something quite different. All I can tell you, because I could go on and on and on for hours with you, but that's not my job. That's someone else's job, the one who will be teaching you. All I can tell you is don't postpone it. There's so much postponing going on in this world. You can postpone it all you want. In the end, you're going to do it anyway, because that's why you were born. So don't postpone what you know is the path to freedom, the path to love, and the path to joy. Don't postpone it, and make sure that you get as much help as you can. But this is turning into a private session, isn't it?
Yes, thank you, John.
Yes.
So I'm going to get up now and
let
someone else have a chance.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Hello. Do you have a question, my friend?
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, we haven't had a chance to talk yet, have we? I love your energy, though.
Why is this thinking so subtle? And every time I've been trapped in that thinking without knowing I've been trapped.
It's not so strange. The process of thinking is obviously a process of the mind. It's what the mind does. It puts you in circular thinking and you can't get out of it. Why is it happening? That's not the question you should ask. The question you should ask is, why do I realize it is happening? Because most people don't. Most people are put into that situation every day and they don't know that they're in it. You are blessed because you do know that you are in it. And I know it sucks. I know it feels like crap.
It's like a fighting which I can't win.
Yes,
it's a
but
fighting against myself.
You know, there is the key, and you gave it yourself.
Don't fight.
Yes, you cannot fight, but you're going to fight anyway. But the problem is, you think you are fighting yourself, but your thoughts are not yours. They're not yours. They're just coming into your system, and they're being produced by a process called the mind that has been raped in the course of history to become sovereign when it is actually a translation tool for consciousness. So, just to make it more simple, because I don't like where I'm going actually, I'm going to make it more simple. Realize that your thoughts are not coming from you, so you are not fighting yourself. The person talking to me right now, you, is your consciousness. Once these thoughts come in, that's your mind. And it's not your mind, it's the mind.
I know.
I know you know.
I know, and it tires me.
Yes.
I'm so tired.
Well, you know, I just have to look into this meeting room here and see how many people have been traveling with you lately. And I can tell you, a lot of them are having a lot of sleep. You know, many of you are sleeping a lot. And why is it? Because this process is underway. I can tell you this, you're not going to lose it. You can't lose it. We are there to support you. That's our job, to support you. Your job is to go through it. And if you just keep on going, if you just keep on walking, and I know you are a brother of a very famous master in the past, a very strong person in the past. If you keep on walking, you will always be arriving home, to always get you home. But if you give up and sit down and not take another step, then you're not going anywhere. Now, the advantage is you have a lot of loving people around you, and you have us, and we're not going to let you sit on your ass. We're not. That's the agreement that we have. The moment you sit down, someone will pick you up, and you will keep on walking. And as you remember, coming out of the Valley of Kings just the other day, at a certain point it might be that the hill, the way up, is too high. And then you will see, you might just materialize a car to get all the way up. But you will arrive where you need to be. So are you tired? Yes. Is it terrible sometimes? Yes. Is it even harder for you than most people? Yes. Are you having problems hearing what I am saying? Yes. But you don't need to hear what I am saying. You just need to feel it. And boy, do you feel. So just imagine what is going to happen once you get out of this. Ekara told you there's a couple of more layers. Once those are gone, your feeling will become your power. Now it feels like a hindrance, but it will become your power. Be aware of that day. It's going to change you.
I'm looking forward to it.
Us too. And I love you. Mr. Merlin.
Nice talk.
So, you have a question or a topic we wish to talk about?
I want to ask how can I do quicker the process
Which exactly, my dear?
to speak?
Ah, the process to speak, eh? Well, you know, you've been hearing me chat away for about an hour now, maybe something less. I used to be up in my room all day. I didn't used to speak at all. You know, Ikara, he's a good speaker. He speaks a lot. Hello, my dear. He's a good speaker. He has lots of conversations all over the planet right now. Most of us, even Katumi, he kept studying all the time. Most of us had a problem with communication. And that is because we were trying to find our inner truth. The reason why you are still in process and that you're not speaking a lot and you're not putting yourself out there yet is because you're still on a search for your inner truth. How can you quicken the process? There's a lot of speakers out there today giving seminars, doing things, you know, writing books, appearing on television. And they're still in process. They haven't gotten to a point of enlightenment yet, and they're still talking about it anyway. Why? Because they have found that being in the process of enlightenment and talking about that can also empower others. So if you want to speak quicker, if you want to get out there, dare to be vulnerable. And you're going to find that what people need of you the most right now is your vulnerability. Where did you fail? Where did you go wrong? Where was there a stone in the road that you didn't see and you just crashed your car against it? You see?
I do this.
Yes. Yes, you do it one-on-one.
Yeah, I know.
Take it out there if you want to speak. It will teach you that you can never make a mistake.
I know.
Yes. And if you are that way, then you will see that this process will be over quicker than you think. Especially now that you're getting into a free energy world. This is more important than it has ever been. You see, my love?
I know.
Yes. But we are very, very happy to have you on planet Earth. And you must realize this. Now, there have been potentials in your life, a lot of them showing up one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, showing up. And sometimes, you know, you tried one of those potentials and it didn't work out, and you tried another, and all of them can work out. And all of them will. What you haven't quite gotten the hang of yet is timing.
I have to bring everything together.
Yes. Yes, there you go.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, how would you do? How would you do? There's someone else sitting here. How would you do that? How would you bring all of it together?
It's just letting go, and it comes together itself. The right time for the right moment, for the right reason, it all comes together. Just be. It is like it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works for me.
Yeah. There's a point in that. A lot of people...
Well,
Yes, go. Go ahead. You're talking. That's good.
I don't find that quick enough.
Mm-hmm. And what don't you find?
I'm in a hurry.
Why are you in a hurry?
It's the feeling.
It's not you that are in a hurry. It's Earth. And yes, there are many things changing. But I can tell you from my perspective, you are in the right place at the right time. All the time. That's what you're saying. Just letting go. It's about understanding that You know, Ikara was talking about the candle flame and the candle. It's about understanding that the cosmos, that the universe is a dance, and you are dancing it together with so many different energies. So maybe you should try a little less hard. And you know, I have been watching you throughout the seminar. Your hugs are great.
I know.
And sometimes it's not about the words. You are opening up and you're hugging people. If you are doing this work one-on-one, that's fine. You don't have to stand in crowds. You don't have to talk to groups of hundreds of people. If that's the way you want to do it right now, that's fine. But fully embrace it and do it. And that's the important thing, you see.
But I do it already.
I know. So let go, as you were saying. Let go. And don't try to be someone you are going to be in a little while. You see?
Yeah.
Because that little while is already now. It's happening now. And because you're trying to become it so hard, you're creating a field of tension and you're pushing that aspect of you out in front of you. And that is what is happening. But it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You know, just be the free energy artist and discover your own path. That's all I can tell you, my dear.
Okay.
Now I want one of those famous hugs. Can I have one? Come here. You've got such a big heart.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, this feels like a private session, one after the other, doesn't it? My dear, is anyone taking her place? Oh, there we are. Okay.
Yeah, a little question.
Yes.
You said that in January we're
Yes.
gonna live in free energy.
Yes.
Is it for all the planet? And is it then the meaning that we have to get out dualistic world, or will that keep on stand?
Well, let me tell you this. The biggest potential is that it is for the entire planet. It is going to be for the entire planet nonetheless. The only indefinition that we still have right now, if it's going to be on that date. You see? Because there is still a lot of doubt. And there's the problem. Even with the light workers, even with the Imzaia, even with the Shambra, even with the greatest hearts on the planet, people like you, all of you, are still wondering, can this be true? Can it be? Can it be that it's only 3 months from now? Can it be that at that point, or 4 months from now, whatever, can it be that all of a sudden it's going to change? And I myself, and all the others who are backing me right now, are standing up. I'm sitting down, but I'm standing up nonetheless. Not what you think either. I'm standing up and I'm saying, yes, of course it can. You still have no idea how strong the power of thoughts and how strong the power of creation is. I know you've gone a long path in that respect, my dear Sarah, but you have no idea how strong it can be. Negative ones as well as positive ones. Now, you have been reading the books, you have been watching the DVDs, you have been going the path, you've been doing the work. How about you do this work for the coming months? Light worker, and Imzaia, and Shambra, and energy weaver. How about you just hold that thought in your mind? Maybe that is enlightenment. Maybe that is mastery. Maybe that is what it is all about. It is as it is. Just the way that I'm thinking, I am that I am. It is as it is.
And can the free energy come when there are still staying people in the dualistic? And what can we do to get other people with...
Yes, there can be a way in between. It can be that, we all made sure that it's going to happen anyway. It's going to happen. But there can be a way in between. If that way in between is walked, the only thing that is postponed is a couple of months. It's not going to be postponed an extra year. We're not waiting for that. You're not all waiting for that. It is going to happen. That is why the teaching that is coming in right now, in the last few days, and the one from this afternoon, is so very abstract. Because I know who is sitting opposite me, and I know that to you it isn't abstract at all. It is very real, and it is actually very easy to build in your mind, to see these things, these forms, these shapes, and that is the key. I'll tell you this. As people were being channels, and as channeling information was coming in, it didn't come into words. It didn't come into a voice whispering in your ear. If you heard that, you might be sure that, there's people going like, oh, what are you saying? And is this what you're meaning? And that's just bullshit. Light always comes in as light. It always comes in as what others have called, what Jeshua has called a monoid. And a monoid is just a geometric shape, a geometric pattern that is coming in. And that is what is being translated to light. And that is what is being translated to information. And that is what in the end is being translated into words. So, it is coming in. It is coming in through these visions that you're having, because as you're seeing these things, what you are basically getting are messages of light. And what I can tell you personally is what you are not yet doing is translating that. I know you're very artistic. I know you have so much potential. I know you can do anything. You can write, you can sing, you can dance if you want to, you can paint, you can create on the computer. It is those things that you are translating. You see? Those monoids. But you need to translate them. You need to do the work. And in your case, you asked me personally, what can I do? In your case, it's very easy. Be the artist. You can do this at seminars, and you can do this at your organization, the Weave Your World organization, or whatever type of organization you want to do it in. But be the artist and translate the messages that you're getting, because they are important. They are yours. They're coming in through you, and they're uniquely based on your vibration. And you need to put them out there. If it is so that it will take longer than the 28th of January, which I want to deny right now because I'm in my belief system, if it is so, and it's going to be longer, all you will feel and all everybody else will feel is an even bigger push. So big that in the end you're not going to be able to say no. Because it needs to happen. And it will happen. The original plan for Earth, and I know you haven't been listening to all the channelings that are available all throughout the planet. Others are doing that for you. But the old paradigm should have ended a couple of years ago. And we have an extension. An in-between period, before the new paradigm starts. The only reason why the extension is there, the lull that you're in is there, is because there is going to be a new paradigm. Otherwise the planet would have just blown up, kaboom, done with it. You know? Then the experiment would be over, and there would be another experiment that lasts for a couple of million of years. You know, with a couple of universes along the way and a couple of planets blowing up, as you know. But, yeah, show me your tongue. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. It's not going to be postponed. And the information that's coming in to the planet today is there for people like you who can translate it. I know that some of the people who were listening to the messages, some of the people, they didn't quite get it. I know that there's people there, and you both know that too. That's why we need the artists. They need to translate it.
To give the feeling and not the words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and my question was because I was afraid that the free energy became came on the earth, but if there is still dualistic, it can be used wrong. And that was fear, not fear, but...
Yeah, you know, it can be used in the wrong way. Free energy is so ever expansive that it can go any direction. That is why the consciousness needs to be high enough. That is why the awareness needs to be on the planet. Yes, but you are with many people in the same paradigm. There's a lot of people like you. And you are still all under the influence, and this is funny. All of you are still under the influence that you are the minority. You aren't. You are a majority. It's not just because people aren't reading books and because they don't, can't answer the Trivial Pursuit to the Lightworker edition, that they don't know what's going on. These are the artists that are here. These are so many children that are here today that know all about this. And maybe they can't translate, but you are the majority of the planet. You know how many people are tired with your governments. You know how many people's buttons are being pushed. All of these are ready for free energy. So basically, people like Bush and people like your governments are playing their role pretty darn well, indeed. So don't worry and just create. Just create and use organizations such as this one to put your work out there. Because it can touch people. And especially those who have been listening to material like this and don't know what to do with it will be touched with your work. And I know I'm turning tonight into private session after private session. I know, but I'm in a good mood tonight. Yeah, because of the high, yeah. You know how long we've been waiting? I personally have been waiting quite a while to talk to you one-on-one. And this is what I wanted to tell you. You need to be the artist. And to do that, you need to step into your own flow, you see. That doesn't mean separating yourself. That doesn't mean changing yourself. It means growing. You are in a very special process right now, and there's little people, by which I mean not a lot. There's not a lot of people who are going to go through the process, the education, the training and everything that's happening. They're going through the training that you are in, that is just beginning. Your best bet, if you want my opinion, is focus your art on this. Draw and feel what you're drawing, and draw what you're feeling. You see? And if you want to write about it. But I would suggest drawing, I would suggest painting. Stay away from that computer. It's not your thing. Go into the colors and go into the paint and all that. And use that. And express yourself like a virgin. touched for the very first time. I had to end somewhere. I could continue forever, but you know what I mean. Yeah. And about the free energy, it is happening. It will happen faster if more people like you, and I hope, actually I hear, but I also hope that many people like you will be listening to this message. Because there's a lot of people on the planet like you, and most of them are just waiting for that little kick in the ass, to get started. A lot of writers, a lot of artists, a lot of singers, a lot of painters, all of them. Yes. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. No, yeah, you can stay if you want. I don't know. Just as long as someone gets me another drink.
What do you want?
Oh,
Wine?
more of this. Yeah. Anyway, my love, welcome. You have a question.
Yeah, it's also about the free energy and about what you were telling this afternoon.
Yes.
About the triangle and about the pyramid and.
The car I was talking
Yeah,
about. Yes, yes, I was there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At a certain point, I see all this for to explain something that we that humanity needed for to see how it works.
Yes.
But at the meantime, sometimes I think why it has to be so difficult, because for me it seems sometimes so easy, because I see it really like one cell or one light or one point where it all starts, and from there
it just expands.
Yes, and
yes.
when you really when you really know, when you really feel that you are love, joy and freedom,
yes,
then at this time I work like this now. I know this, that I am that.
Mm-hmm.
That it's a complex from the earth, the air, the fire, and
yes.
The four elements.
Mm-hmm.
And that everything around that's coming in from the mind, that takes you away from it.
Mm-hmm.
That you just have to let it go, because the rest is an illusion. And
yes.
For me, it's starting to be very easy. Every time when I know that there's a little fear or a kind of emotion, then I know that's just the mind. That's not who I am.
Yes.
So sometimes, and I think, why must it be still? Sometimes it looks so difficult when some of the masters want to explain all this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why we have Katumi.
Okay.
No, but really, to answer your question, because I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, what seems difficult is a simplification to the highest level yet of what is actually going on. So what seems to be a difficult explanation has been simplified and purified, and again and again and again, so that it just is about a shape, like a triangle or a pyramid. And then there's some aspects. Yes, there's 5 elements. There is consciousness. There is the Akene. But truly, isn't that what it is all about? And yes, you have a point when you're saying that it's just about letting go of illusion. What we are giving you, and especially what Akara now is giving you, is a way of navigating your mind out of it. From the point of consciousness, it's not difficult at all. It is the mind that has a problem. And even though you know things are pretty simple, you're still an illusion. You see? So you know that there is a way out. Trust the process, that the information that you're being provided with in the last few days is about the mind actually imploding. You see? So sometimes it seems difficult. From my point of view, it is not. It's just about becoming it. It's just about accepting it and embracing it. But it seems difficult. I can understand that. But that's just the mind operating. If you go to the consciousness, what you are left with are feelings, sensations, like love and joy and freedom. And there you find the key. And that's what I can tell you. If you ever get stuck in an explanation, for all of you, by the way, if you ever get stuck in an echariah, or in a channel, or in a manual about these types of things, don't try to interpret it. Don't start thinking, because that will definitely drive you right into the canyon. Just go to your love, and go to your joy, and go to your freedom. That's what they're there for. You know, the universal laws of truth, being love, joy, and freedom, aren't just called the universal laws of truth for any reason. They are called this because if you don't understand something, you just go into these laws and you get to the truth. Even if you can't pinpoint it at that time, you will feel it. You will feel the freedom, and you will feel the love and the joy. And that's all you need to remember. So if there is difficulty, understand it's the mind. Because this is not something that you're going to be studying. It's not something that you're going to memorize. It's not going to be on a test. It's not something you're going to have to reproduce somewhere like a parrot. You're going to become it and put it out there. Like we were saying to the other person just now. Everything that's coming in, put it out there as an artist. And if you do it in the form of dancing, for instance, or singing, or whatever, or painting, or working with children, or anything, that is your way. We are just giving you the geometry of it. And the geometry and the other aspects need to be there, both.
But is not the most important just to live like that?
Yes. Yes. But like what?
Joy, freedom, and love.
Yes. But do you see all of this around you?
The form.
Yes.
Yeah.
The form. I can tell you this. Love, joy, and freedom on a universal level are important. But as I said before, you're still stuck in this. So, you need both ways. Even though you're sitting there and you're just listening to it and you're not going to be doing anything with it, it is affecting your DNA. It is affecting your cells. It is affecting your body. And it will help you to be more in love and joy and in freedom. If you find that you are not a person that needs to use this for any particular reason, the things that were said before today, that is fine. That is fine.
But what I really mean is, it's not that I said, I like also to be creative.
Mm-hmm.
So it's creating things, right? To have those three forms that you're creating things. But you can also create it without being in love, joy, and freedom. So have something. Is it not most important to live first that, and then you can explore it in all?
Of course, but that's why you have been going through the path that you have been on. You know, you have been on the path of love, joy, and freedom for a very long time before you got to this point. So yes, this is the basis of it. It is the foundation. That is love and joy and freedom, and it works itself all the way up. It is there, yes, and that's important. Definitely. Definitely. But what we are teaching you is understanding the workings of the inner universe. And love and joy and freedom are the way into that. You will see as you progress, it is very easy. You remember from other lives that you used to work with geometry and how it was a very simple process. That will be there again. This is a very simple process. It is just that people are thinking about it now. You're thinking about it, and that is something that you have to let go.
I also see now, getting from joy, freedom, and love, there are also words.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
also words doesn't exist.
There you go.
So
There you go.
Yeah, something is.
Yes, exactly. It's just words. And as long as you don't live those things, and that's the same thing for that geometry. It's just a design. You need to live it. And as you can experience, it's a very good point that you're making. If you can experience the transference of the word joy into the actual experience of joy, and if you can transfer that design back there of the triangle into the actual experience of the triangle, the actual experience of the freedom, and you will see how it all connects together. It's true what you're saying.
Okay.
So, anything else? Are we going to continue this discussion? The three of us, maybe. Let's try to get this into a Trinity Talk after all.
Yeah, my question is...
Oh, a
related
question.
to that.
Yes, yes.
Joshua was telling about the greatest fear that everyone has and how to overcome that.
Yeah. He didn't tell you how to overcome it yet.
No, that's what I would like to know. Because, yeah, I know it's the mind that's just keeping you from doing it, but how do you do it anyway? And especially with knowing that it's going to happen anyway. What is the point where you actually do it?
What is the point, or how do you actually
Yeah,
do it?
well, where is the
Moment.
yeah? When is the moment to?
It's gonna happen. That's all I can tell you. And you're gonna step through it. The moment you decide for yourself. But sometimes we just intervene a little bit because, what we don't like is redundancy. And what we definitely don't like is building up an energy and then letting it go again. And then building up an energy and letting it go again. And building up an energy and then letting it go again. That's redundant.
Mm-hmm.
And you all have a knack for that. Oh God, you do. You love to build up energy and then do nothing with it. You call it entertainment. You call it television. You call it, in some cases, you call it food or you call it fast food or whatever you call it, but you've built up energy and then you do nothing with it. And that to us is the greatest tragedy. If we had drama, that would be it. But all I can tell you about getting through your biggest fear, you don't have to postpone it. Because you will see that there is nothing to fear. It is the mind that has given you parameters. And because these things that you call biggest fear are outside of those parameters, they seem pretty far out there, and how could you do it, and they disgust you, or, oh no, I'm going to die, or whatever. Or I'm not going to be able to handle this, I'm not that strong. Well, you are that strong. You're even stronger than Britney Spears, baby.
Wow.
You are that strong, and you are existing outside of those parameters. Parameters are a funny thing. You have here a floor mat made of some type of wood. And underneath here there is the floor. You're now sitting off the floor mat and you're sitting onto the floor. A fear of parameters would be saying, ooh, I can't step out of that doormat. I have to stay on the doormat. I have to stay on the floor mat. I don't know where that voice came from, by the way. But if you stay on that floor mat all your life, it is pointless. You can step onto the floor, and these parameters are nothing more than a different color, a different vibration that you can step into. So, when is the moment? It is now. Or it is now. Or it is now. Or it is now. All we can say is, I and my friends here, is that the mind likes to play, and that it likes to postpone these moments. Don't be stupid. Don't get caught up in that. If you find yourself confronted with a moment that you can step out of, your fear, just do it. What are you waiting for? You see? Now, I'm not going to tell you your biggest fear. I'm not going to go there yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's for someone else to do. But I can tell you, when you find it, when the mind is about to be broken, don't hold back. Because every single time it takes me as a guide, or someone else as a guide or mentor or whatever, it takes the one who is guiding you a very long time and a lot of energy to build up that moment yet again. And actually, that energy that isn't used prior to that moment is just lost. And it's redundant. And it's a damn shame. Especially when things can move this fast. You see? Now you will all see that you are getting guides around you that are taking a more active part in your lives. In some cases they will come as people. In other cases they will come as spiritual energy guides, although we no longer prefer to work that way because it takes too long to get through to you and everything. We try to work more direct. But if you really are serious about this process, then don't hesitate. There is nothing to hesitate about. All you are hesitating about is the prolonging of an illusion that is no longer serving you, nor the human race, nor the planet, nor the universe. And you all should know this. For this is why you came here, and I'm not talking about Hawaii. I'm talking about the damn planet. Yeah, I'm getting into the hood now, bro. You know what? In the past, we all have been playing roles as well. We have been playing roles of the good, very polite kind of guide. But that's not who we are. We are free. And we are in love with you. And we are enjoying you each and every moment. And if I were to picture myself, if I were to picture our relationship, you know, the ones that we're having right now, it's not in a classroom, it's not doing martial arts, it's not doing all those things. My relationship with you is sitting on the beach, having a piña colada. Yeah, that. I never had those. Just listening to the waves, and sometimes you're just doing a little bit of talking, you know, and watching the stars and watching the sun when the day comes out again. And sometimes, just sometimes, we will look each other in the eye and we will recognize each other so strongly that all we can do is laugh, enjoy ourselves. And then some points, you know, after so many piña coladas, we will look each other into the eyes yet again, and all we can do is make love. And then at a certain point we will be sitting there yet again, you know, after the piña coladas worked out, and we will be feeling the freedom of the waves, and we will be running into the waves and just swimming for a while and playing with each other with the water. And that moment of making love, or bursting out in laughter, or running into the waves, my girl, that is letting go of fear. That is the moment that you can let go. And staying in those damn chairs, being afraid to use the word damn, that is mind. And we will no longer be a part of that. We have been adapting ourselves as masters too long on this planet Earth, but no longer. For if we don't show who we really are, and believe you me, I'm not showing who I really am yet. But if we don't completely show ourselves, then what is the point? So, if that is true, because I see you nodding a lot, if you don't completely show yourselves, then what is the point? What is the point of living in this box you call parameters, this box you call personality, and saying, ooh, this is me, I'm all nice and tidy, you know? This is me, I can't get out of this box. Because if I do this, then that's not me, that's another person, and I have judgments about that person, I can't be that person. It's about showing yourself. All of it. I am doing my best to stay in this chair tonight and not bring in Katumi, believe me. And I'm doing my best. I'm sweating all over the place. But if he were to come in, don't. If he were to come in, he would say, and he would tell you that what he told you at the beginning of this seminar is more true today than it was back then. You are all vibration. You are all vibration. And I believe in you. A lot. So go through that fear and let go. And choose the moment. Choose the moment. Don't let it overcome you. Don't be too passive. How about you just be active for once? And say, this is the moment I step out of fear, damn it. You know. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I'm doing my very best not to make it happen. I am. You don't know how much we are blended together, Katumi and I. So it's very easy for me to just let the reins go and let him come in. But anyway, I have been repeating myself enough, I think. You know what I mean. Please don't say no.
Yeah, there's two ways for me.
Two ways for you?
I'm thinking of.
Two ways you are thinking of?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. What are these ways then?
No, it's not. I don't want to discuss that.
Okay. Okay. Oh, and by the way, you're not pregnant. Did you just say fuck me? If you fuck me, then you will be pregnant, honey. Anyway. Oh God, now our keeper is thinking how we're going to put this on the website. Yes. Shall we continue this discussion?
In fact, fear doesn't exist. In fact,
Fear?
It's just an
No.
illusion.
Yeah, that's why if you go through your illusion, you go through your biggest fear, because the biggest fear is what is keeping you in illusion, because you see the biggest fear as something real. It is not real. And because you are going through it, you see that if that biggest fear isn't real, then nothing is real. That's the way the mind works. You know? It's true. Now, my loves, are you staying in these chairs? No?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you too. Thank you. Thank you. Is anyone else taking their place? I have about 10 more minutes before I have a bus to catch. Okay, hello. Hello. Anyone else here, or is that it? Going once. Going twice. Going 5 times.
You have to talk about peeing with me.
I have to what?
Talk about peeing.
Talk about peeing with you.
Yes?
I can pee with you anytime, my love.
No.
No. Just come here.
Why?
Yeah, why the hell not, eh?
My English, yeah? My English.
Mm.
Yes.
You can speak in Dutch, I can translate for you. I will say all the wrong things. Yes, my loves. I have some more minutes before these people all have to pee here.
Yeah, many things. Yesterday I was talking with Ekara,
Mm-hmm.
and he told me that I had in my hands a key.
Yes.
I think I'm pretty close at getting my key.
Mm-hmm. Well, if it's in your hands, then you're pretty damn close.
Yeah. Yeah, it has it to do the way I see how quantum mechanics works.
Yes. What I can tell you, bring the key a little bit closer. What I can tell you is that it is about who you are and who you are becoming. That's what the key is about. Vague, isn't it?
Yeah, fake, because when you're telling who I am and what I am becoming,
Yes.
I'm seeing this in the bigger picture, because there is the human consciousness, there is the human, there is the universal energy, there is that energy that is translated into matter.
Mm-hmm.
So in what you're telling me, I can put all the pieces of the puzzle together, I think, yes.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you. I appreciated your introduction.
I always like my introductions.
I have a similar view. I have a similar view.
Yes.
The way I observe quality management.
Yes.
Very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And I will communicate that to you.
That's good. You do that.
Yeah.
We will make room for that. I have nothing to make, but anyway, someone will make room for that. You make room for that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, my love,
That was it?
Yeah.
what will you talk about?
You saw me sleeping on the beach. Did
I saw you sleeping on the
Yeah.
beach, yes. You want to know about Pele?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let me tell you this, so that you don't have to say too much. I know you don't want to say too much right now. You, and not just you alone, there is another person who supposedly is your son. You know, you're neither sons and daughters, nor mothers and fathers, nor brothers and sisters. You're all these things together. You and this energy, you're both going through a major change in your life. There is something coming for the both of you, and we can't talk about it too much. We can't talk about it a great deal in public. We need to talk about it when we are alone. That is why I asked Joshua to communicate with you, and why others asked that too. But the reason that you are here, both of you, is not about the seminar that you've been undergoing. And the reason why Pele communicated with you is also not about who you were, and I can say the same thing here, but who you are becoming. There is a path opening up for the both of you. And I'm trying to be vague here, because I want to give you all the details, but I can't do that with a lot of people present.
Let me go to pee.
Sorry?
Let me go to pee.
When we go to pee, we will
now
talk more,
let me go
yes?
peeing now.
Yeah, but I will stand next to you when you pee, and I will tell you everything. You know, that's what, people do when they pee together. They discuss a lot.
Yeah, very intimate.
Yes, it's a very intimate thing, especially when you're a male on this planet. They, stand a little next to each other and they hold their thing in their hand and they're like, yeah, I got a lot of things to say to you, and that's what they do.
Okay.
But anyway, there is a path opening up, and it's about planet Earth. It's about doing some things that are very grand, and you've been preparing for it all your life. you will be hearing more about this.
Okay.
Okay? But that's what I wanted to tell you. And this is actually about the 144,000 who are going to be doing a lot of things. Those who already are in this type of work will know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Those who are not won't. So you kind of know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yes. Well then, my beloved ones, my bus number 11 is coming around soon. So I will have to leave you, although I never truly go away. I wish I could say there are more things I want to talk to you about tonight. But I know that this discussion, this interaction with all of us, it hasn't been about free energy at all, really. And it has, in a way. It hasn't been about the teachings that you have learned today. And that is because there is too much that you still need to work on. It just is too much. I will find that you have opened space within yourself so that tonight, during your sleep, your time of sleep, we can interact more. And we will. Also for those who aren't here right now, for those who have been attending the seminar at the very beginning and who aren't here right now, I wish that they can hear me right now and that I can speak to all of these others on planet Earth. And I want to let you know that we will be with you in the coming 3 months. Supposedly, the ones who are here today, we're going through a pool of rebirth. Now, things kept happening today that prevented that. Why? It's very simple. Because in this free energy world that we are creating, one thought, one concept creates a reality. And you no longer need to ground these things by performing rituals. The last ritual that ever was to be performed on this planet Earth was basically the closing of the 999 portal. All through the planet. Not just here with you guys. All through the planet. And that was important. For it was the end of an old era. In this new era, things will shift quicker. They will move quicker. So it is not necessary to create ritual. The ritual itself is the thought itself. That is the ritual. The fact that the thought is coming in, a thought of love, is the ritual bringing it into the reality. So look at your lives this way. Look at your lives as a follow-up of one ritual after the other. Every step, every breath, every move, every heartbeat. And I'm not turning this into a song. I know. Every step you take, every move you make. All these things are based on ritual. You see? You are the movers of energy. I said that for you. You are the ones making the difference just by the choices that you are making. Now, the last thing I will say tonight is that the choice of thought is the most important choice you can all be making. Many of you will think, oh, okay, I had some bad thoughts there. And it won't affect my reality or anyone else's. It will. And most of the time, it doesn't just affect the reality of the person that you're thinking it about. It affects the reality of all those that they are affecting, and that they are affecting, and that they are affecting. So if there's one training that you wish to take upon yourself in the coming weeks, in the coming 3 months is this. Be aware. Be in awareness about what you are thinking and what you are accepting in your thoughts. Negative thoughts will come in, but do you define yourself because of them? Do you identify with them? If you do, then you will feel anger or emotion or whatever. And if you don't, if you let these thoughts come in and just flow through, you will feel love and joy and freedom. And that is the way of free energy. My beloved brothers and sisters, I wish to take a moment now. A moment where not just the heart of your body, but the heart of each and every one of your cells opens up. And you've got trillions of those. So there's 1 trillion hearts to open up. So that you feel the paradigm for the new planet Earth. You feel where we are all headed. There can be 1,000 Ekarayas, 1,000 channelings, 1,000 lectures to come. But if you don't feel what is going to happen, what's the point? So, open up those cells now. Open up those hearts. And feel what you want for this planet Earth. It is what I do every night. That sensation is enough to create your reality. Just that simple moment. My loved ones, I respect you. I know that you are here on this earth because you are the ones that can make the difference. And in that respect, I am your servant, your sovereign servant. For I know that you are the ones that come here to shift where the levels of shifting are the hardest. In matter, in 3D, in mind. You all achieve to be us. You all achieve to get this position of master. And what you forget, what you always forget, is that what you're doing is more important, because you are the ones down in the trenches of metta, making the difference. Never forget that. And also never forget that love and joy and freedom begin with you. It is about universal love for yourself as well. Universal joy within yourself as well. And universal freedom beginning from yourself. So be this Netherland, this Neverland, this never-ending story. Be this space. And once more I will tell you as I end this long talk, and as we end this gathering, whenever you have a problem, whenever you find that you are in conflict with the information, just keep on walking, and you will always find your way home. There is a Lemurian saying, Imah eyaneke karaya, eyaneke karaya imayaneke. If my heart is my home, and you are part of my home, you are part of my family. I will see you all at a later point, and you are all dearly, dearly loved. And so it is.